Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of Destination Duna with me, your host, 3 Martini Launch, wherein I will continue my efforts to establish a permanent outpost on the mysterious red planet Duna. In this episode, I'm actually going to be doing something exciting, unlike the previous episodes. I'll be landing something on Minmus. And why Minmus, you ask? Well, I had that plans to make a Kethane mining operation on the moon, and some people on the forums got wind of it, and they said, well, you really should pick Minmus for that. So I went ahead and moved everything from the moon to Minmus. Didn't take much in the way of Delta V. I think it was 150 Delta V or some such. And even the one that had landed on the moon. Now it's has less fuel than the others, of course, but it's got enough to get down and probably get back up or do a couple of landings if it has to. Anyways, I'm going to load up the quadrupus, and thank goodness for that new feature of the extended. No, I don't have the launch vehicle on here. Well, anyways, let's take a look at the stats. 24.35 tons. The idea is I'm going to hook this docking port onto the top of the mining rig that I sent up last time, and then go and land the thing on the surface of Minmus. Now, I did some testing, and you see when I load up, there's that experiment thing. I copy my save game over and do experimentation in that one. And, MechJub couldn't land this thing. And I had barely any, I had like 1,600 fuel sitting in Kerbin orbit. Or, I'm sorry, 1,600 Delta V sitting in Kerbin orbit to get this and the Kethane rig to Minmus and land. I think that's enough. And that's all it has to do, because once it's down on the ground, it can start manufacturing fuel and fill this thing back up, and it can take off without the rig. So I'll be fine. Be fine there. Anyways, the reason this is called the quadrupus is I used to have 4 of these struts coming out instead of just the 2. And it, kind of like an octopus, but with 4 legs. And it still kind of does, and I kind of like this design a little better. And well, we're gonna see how it works. But I guess I gotta put a launch vehicle on there. So I'm gonna need a separator, and I'm gonna need a Rockamax brand adapter, and I use the sub-assembly manager. I'm gonna load my lifter. I've got my Pony 25. Put that right on there. Now I've got a probe brain on here because they seem to save a little better. If you put a probe brain, you don't lose the connections between the struts and fuel lines and stuff. And I don't know how this got saved with the solar panels offset a little bit, but I put it back. And one thing I really do like about the update in 0.21 with the SAS making things a bit smoother is you don't really need as many struts. Now, this thing was designed with all these struts, going to keep them there, but I don't really need any struts connecting all this stuff together. It'll be just fine. I'll launch it up. So let me put some stability enhancers on here. And I'll have to clean up the staging. Whoops. Let's see. Let's go here and here and here. Do this. Put that guy over there, and we should be good to go. I'll go ahead and just save that. Let's back up a little bit, see the whole thing. Okay, nice looking quadrupus. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and switch to the launch pad, and I'll switch over to 4X mode for a post-commentary. So I'll see you there. Alright, here we are in post-commentary. And of course I can't launch right away. I've got to go up to day 160. Once again, I can launch every 50 days due to my 25-ton launcher. So I'm using the Kerbal alarm clock to let me know when that time has elapsed. And then we'll go ahead and do the launch. Nothing special about it. Now, you may recall I'd indicated that I'd actually flown a test mission with the same ship docking to the same Kethane mining rig I'm going to be docking to. Actually, it was a slightly different ship. I added those little donut fuel tanks on the top of the regular fuel tanks. Didn't really add much Delta V, but it did a little bit. Anyways, when I got into rendezvous and docked with the ship in Kerbin orbit, I had 1,600 Delta V remaining. And again, that's what the two ships docked together, and that was supposed to be enough to get me to Minmus and land. I got to Minmus. I forgot how much Delta V I had remaining when we got there, but it was pretty low. And MechJeb couldn't land me. I hit the the land button, and MechJeb took off in the wrong direction. So that was a failure. So I'm expecting when I'm doing this, anyways, that I'll be landing myself on Minmus. It turns out MechJeb worked on Minmus. Spoiler alert, but a very exciting landing nonetheless. You can see I'm going ahead and establish myself in orbit. I'm going to do a few edits in here, but this is all a single mission. I did some quick saves, but I didn't have to do any reloads. Everything went well. I cut out the whole rendezvous thing. I didn't. I just launched right at the day. It turns out that the thing I was docking to was clear on the other side of the planet, so I had a lot of time that was edited out of there. And you can see once I got there, I had some difficulty docking. And at this point, I'm thinking that I must have some serious RCS balance issues, because I'm having to realign the ship every few seconds. It's getting off. Well, I don't know if I showed it here or not. I might have cut it out. I bumped into it on my first attempt. The thing is spinning, so that's why I'm having such a hard time getting it to dock. I finally get it. I'm not lined up that well, and you'll note that I go ahead and undock. I don't even stop the ship from spinning. It's still spinning around, and I undock so I can clear it. I'm still having that same problem. And I'm not pointing at the, I didn't do anything. All I did was back up, and I'm way out of line. And I'm thinking horrible, that there must be just some horrible balance issues with the RCS. Now, it was sped up 4 times. It's rather obvious. It's rather obvious what's happening. But I didn't, it didn't dawn on me while I was doing it. In any event, I got docked. Got taken care of there. Eventually got docked. Of course, I got to dance around a bit. And here we go. Let's take a look. I don't know if I looked at that Delta V last time, but let's take a look at it now. Yeah, the fuel balance is fine. Delta V, 1567. And I failed last time was 1600. Like I said, I don't know what I arrived at Minmus with, but it was pretty light. So here I am. I think I'm going to set up my normalize my orbit for Minmus transfer, Minmus ejection. And I don't know if I should cut some of this. It doesn't take that long. Oh yeah, that's right. I start off trying to use RCS, because I've got a ton of RCS. You can see there are almost 750 on this thing, and not much fuel. So I'm trying to use RCS to normalize my orbit. You can see my Delta V is going up a little bit there. I've got up a few points. And I do a couple of laps of this, and I say, that's 6 degrees. That's going to take me forever. So I wind up using regular fuel for it. I think I do one more half lap and realize that it's just going to take me too long. I do it for about 30 seconds or a minute before and after each of the nodes, and it's just taking so much time. I think this is where I decided to go ahead. Yeah, I'm using rocket fuel to do you can see me going down there. I'll probably give a little, well below 1500, maybe below 14. Oh my goodness, look, my fuel is running out. Oh, and I got to get to Minmus and land. Now I do have a plan B, and that would be if you recall, I've got that pusher that pushed the Selene station out to the moon, and then pushed it from the moon Minmus. There's still a ton of fuel on that thing, and it's got a Clampetron senior docking port, and I wouldn't even have to undock. I could just dock that thing onto the front of the quadrupus. So I've got a fallback plan if I can't land on Minmus with the fuel that I'm able to bring there. I just have to get to Minmus in order for that to happen. And 1354 milliseconds, or meters per second rather, of Delta V should be plenty for that. Now I'll go ahead and edit it out some. Again, I didn't have to restart or anything. It's just that I took 3 laps going around to get this orbit. And at the apoapsis of each orbit, I burned. I don't know if I did it for each orbit or not, but the apoapsis I didn't burn. I used RCS fuel to lower my periapsis down as low as I felt safe, 75 or 80 kilometers, just to get more Oberth effect going on and to lighten the load a little bit. Now you can see here where am I? Okay, I'm still in Kerbin orbit down to 440 meters per second at delta V. And yeah, I hope you don't hear that dog barking. Anyways, going for the sphere of influence change. Okay, I'm not sure what happened there, but okay, I always like to go through a 1x on the sphere of influence change. And yeah, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good from here. And again, I think I'm going to point, point normal and start, or an anti-normal or whatever, and start shooting my thrusters off. RCS thrusters. Wondered why I'm not getting closer to the planet. Well, I wanted to shoot anti-radial. So I'll go ahead and get that corrected. And again, I'm using RCS. This is pulling my orbit down to something reasonable. I forgot it was 300 and 400,000 meters. I'm going to pull it down to 50 or 60 1,000 meters for this. And again, using RCS so I don't have to waste my fuel, and plus it lightens the ship just a touch. Yeah, you can see me there burning that RCS up. And I'm coming down 125,000, 100,000, 90,000. Okay, come on, get there. Okay, it looks like I stopped at around 60,000. And figuring out how much I'm going to take to get a little circle on that orbit. As 151 out of my 450, that'll leave me with a good low orbit and 300 meters per second of delta V remaining. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, come on. 25-second burn. No, I guess I got rid of the maneuver node. I'm just pointing retrograding it. I'm gonna bring her in manually. And here we go. Well, fortunately, Minmus is pretty light gravity, so it doesn't really take off that much. Just 150 of my 450. I wind up pulling it down a little further. It looks like down to 293 milliseconds of delta V. And I think I considered normalizing my orbit based on Selene Station. I don't know if I wind up doing that or not. No, I think I just went ahead, put up the landing ends. I did a quick save before I did this. Picked my spot. That's going to be on one of Minmus's C's. And clicked on the land button. And, holy cow, look what's happening. MacJeb's doing what it's supposed to. Like I said, I did this in testing. The same setup, the same rig. I don't know how much fuel I had. I probably should have recorded that. And pushed the button, and I was on an escape trajectory. So it's possible that I had the control from here still on that lower clampetron docking port. That's my only guess, is that my control from here was upside down. So anyways, I'm coming down on the surface down to, I can't see what my altitude is. Anyways, coming down. No, there I am, 2,500 meters, 2,000 meters. Look at that fuel just draining away, and oh my God, am I going to make it? I'm sorry, excuse me, oh my God. 130 meters per second, 110, 100. Yeah, this is getting pretty spooky, down to 500 meters elevation. MacJeb throws out that landing gear. So right around this time, I get the idea that maybe I can turn on RCS and use the last bit of my monoprop to there I go, turn it on to try to slow down my descent a bit to have enough fuel. Then you can see it's trying to keep everything stable, so I give up on that. And oh my goodness, look what we have here. Yes, and I land 28 meters per second of delta V remaining. Thank Jesus that I got this thing down there. It is unbelievable. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Post a comment, like the video. This is 3 Martini Lunch, and I am out of here.